a Splunk in a day before day class. So after installation, we visit the settings section. So after clicking on add access monitoring, we click on monitoring. Has a limit. It is not displaying it. Now from this list, we can see that there is a top Windows logs. Expand that. So Splunk is like a, so by default like recommending those logs portly, Windows logs portly. But actually we are not getting the logs other than this only. Only those 5 are visible to you there in that place. If you want to connect the logs from the other sources, other logs, okay, now I want like Windows firewall logs, the Windows antivirus logs, the Windows PowerShell logs. From where I need to connect. So you have a logs, all those logs. You can find under. Log file, log Microsoft Windows Defender operational log file you need to read. You need to collect this stuff. Okay. Next to that, Windows firewall log. So Windows firewall related logs. When firewall is like we have like a firewall has like a rules, inbound rule and outbound rule. Incoming traffic, outgoing traffic related rules. Firewall related activities, if you want to monitor, you need to collect the log from the latest tool. Windows firewall related log we have that from that log file you need to collect the logs. Okay. Now we want to collect the latest logs related to the Windows PowerShell. We have like a Windows PowerShell P PowerShell. So PowerShell operational log you can see. Why we need to monitor the PowerShell? Because PowerShell is like a source for the execution of the scripts. Most popular malware programs like the malicious code triggered in a PowerShell only. If any malicious code is triggered in a PowerShell, if you want to know that, if you want to capture that, you need to capture PowerShell operational. But I want to know that so what exactly happening in a company? Which process is created, which process is terminated, which command is executed, whom executed, process 3 I want data, which is the child process, which is the subchild process like that. End to end I want to know. So if you want to monitor that, you need to enable the one program name is called Sysma. You need to go to Google and download the Sysma. We have a system monitor program for Windows. Sysma. System monitor program for Windows. Open that first. Now you can just like a download system. Top we have a download system. Now, go and expand that. So copy the 6man64.exe. Copy that. Now go and paste that in C drive. This piece. Paste in that place. Okay, so open your command prompt, run as administrator. CMD, run as administrator. Just we downloaded a Sysman file. Sysman 64-bit exportable file will paste it in the C drive. And we are using like a CMD to run that program. CD space double dot CD space double dot. Go to the C drive. CD space double dot. When you open run as administrator, it will open in system. You have to go to the system. Now type DIR, you can see the program is available. So that this we can see that is smart program. Now on that file name, after that let us go use space hyphen I installation. Agree. Done. So installation is done like a so driver is started monitoring your system now. What it will do? It is going to record every action after. Every process created in your computer, terminated in your computer, every process like a sub process, child process, including commands, file hash, in case if malware attack is happened, that malware is execution, we can track from the system which file is executed in the computer, when it is executed, what exactly happened, what are the commands executed on that computer. You can identify, you can select that information. Okay, file changes, especially network service changes. All those things we can detect with the system. So now Sysmall logs also win because it will act like an endpoint detection. System level, whatever changes are happening, everything it will be free without any budget. You can monitor your system activities with help of the system. Administrator configure the system. I said able to follow me. Now I want to collect the data. Firewall logs, Sysmall log, PowerShell log, depender logs. How can I do that? I'm not able to see that in a Splunk like so that add data section. Those options I'm not able to see. How can I do it? So for doing that, like you can just you can use the additional configuration file. So can you open your WhatsApp and download the input file? Scroll, scroll. So I shared one sample file. So this is a structure defined by the SAP integration engineering team to collect the logs. Okay. This kind of format we have to follow. You have to create the one file. In that file, you have to mention the which log file you want to read. Okay. Can you close the event here and open again? It will update the system logs also. Open your notepad. Now expand the applications and services page. And close up Windows. Now select what we need. So we need like this PowerShell logs, firewall logs, Windows dependent with firewall. Okay, we need all of them. So open notepad and like copy paste that sample syntax that we have here. Copy that, Yes, remember that. 5 times. We can collect the data every 5 hours. 4 to 5. Repeat that. Yes. Okay, done. 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 Now just what you need to change? You need to change the lab name only. Remaining thing is same. Remaining thing what we mentioned the index name. What is the index name? Default index. It will collect from the oldest logs. Every 5 seconds it will update the log. It will collect from that and send to the next one. Okay. Now you have to mention that your Windows event log file log name only. Now you already have a Windows dependent operation log. Now let's select like a Windows dependent firewall log. Second. That is already file log. Now what is the log name? Only copy the complete log name and replace in a file name. The inputs config file and the second select the second. After forward. No. Include the forward files. Only delete the that's okay. Now same way like select the like Windows PowerShell Sysman. So we just like collect the Sysman. So whatever you want, like, so you can include the any app from the you want like a monitor the updates related, Windows updates related, things you can find Windows update. So important log name, log files you can read based upon your important like operation, where you want to monitor, where you want like identify the things. So based upon that, now you have to save this one. Control S. So desktop in a bottom save as a like all files. So give the name inputs dot con. It's not a TXT file, config file. Okay. So save that. Now you have to copy this file and paste in a Splunk file. Okay. Open your C drive, program files, Splunk, Splunk. So we have like a Splunk EPC. So we have like a EPC has a system. System has a like a local. So you have to paste it. That's it. Now and go and restart your Splunk. Go to the server. We have like a settings in account. Under settings, we can find the server controls. Server controls. System server. Okay. I posted like a path also. Now restart. So your Splunk server is going to be read the configuration file, right? whatever you mention in that configuration file, according to that, from those log files also you connect it. Got my point? So whatever is not available in a GUI, you can add extra log sources by configuring the extra configuration. You can specify the what type of inputs you want to add. The inputs configured, you can use this concept. So, who are configuring Splunk like this? Splunk administrators, integration engineers, they do this. So, once they install a Splunk server, based upon their company requirements, whatever log sources they want to connect, they will enable it. So, they will mention that. Is it a clear order? Now we can click on move. So, now login. It will go to the same page now after that because after redirection we have to say it can be such a new select all the apps such a new. Now click on data center. So you can see the sources are added. Are able to see that like extra sources added? Previously we added like 4 to 5 sources. 4 sources we added in a previous class. Now extra 5 we added. See that? Dependent updates, power cells, sysman and okay. So you can track with help of the like a file name, you can track with the commands execution also. You can search with that also. Okay, in a search bar, okay, can you open your terminal, type like a Netspace user? For example, like a user, like someone try to execute the command Netspace user, and they are reading the user names. Now Netspace user command they executed. Okay, type the system info to know the system details. System info. Now he executed a few commands. Those commands related log is collected by the system. Now go to the search. Close that data summary. And top search bar like this. Search. Dashboard. Now type Netspace user. Keep that in a now enter. Okay, only like a remove that like double quote just use Netspace user. Okay. So net.exe file uses net command net one. Net is converted to the net one after that user. You can see the column. Scroll down. Now last line, last one. Show all 38 lines. Now this is the sysman log. Okay, sysman log has a clearly which command you executed. Command name command. See that net.exe program is called by whom command line. Scroll down. You can see the like who is like a long term CMD. You can see the parent image is CMD. Last line you can see. So in a CMD, that user is executed net user command. That net user is command is calling the net.exe file. That net.exe file again like a calling to the net1.exe file. That whole process you can see. Okay, now try system info command. It means like you have a commands execution also. Which command executed by them? Now you can see the system info.exe. Commands execution, process execution. So that exe file is created on processor. See that process ID. Process is created. Show all proto lines. Clearly can see. So what is that? Like the process is the process is created. Like in the bottom you can see the process. This is the process created. Process created. Same process terminated. Both things you can see. You have an event ID for that process ID. So event code we have one for the creation. Now you can see that like in account. Five for the event code. Termination, process termination is a part. Event code. So we can combine. So we have a file hash also. Scroll down, you can see that there is a file and file okay, related hash also you will get. So command executed. Whenever you run any process is executed, any program is double clicked and executed in the machine, it will collect that program related file hash. You can compare that file hash with a file to know that that file is original or not file hash. Clear? So we can collect the data logs from the multiple sources. This is the way SIM administrators, Splunk administrators integrate. Clear everyone? Now you are collecting log from the your computer. You are collecting log from the your computer home. But you want to receive the log from the other computers. How you do? So we have a process. So we need to install the like agents in the other computers. We need to install the agents in the other. So we have to like download the agent and install the other. I'll share the Splunk for you. So Splunk has a forwarder concept. You have to use the Splunk forwarder. So before like collecting the logs, okay, you need to mention your server should receive the logs. Okay. Okay, can you go to the settings in a top? Settings. There is the option forwarding and receiving. Under forwarding and receiving, click on that. So forwarding and receiving, under that, we need to mention that rule to receive the logs. So we need to like configure receiving. We need to configure the receiving mode for the logs. So click on that configure receiving. So now you don't have any open port for receiving the logs. Click on add new receiving port. Now default port recommended by the Splunk is 9997. You can type the 9997, 9997, and you can see. Now you enable one port for receiving logs. Next time, whenever you install the like a Splunk forwarder agent program in other systems, you are going to be mention the server IP address and this port number for the sending logs. But your system has a firewall. Your firewall may block this port traffic. So that's why you have to write the rule in your firewall to receive the log through this port number. Now open your Windows firewall. So Windows firewall with advanced security. No, not that. So Windows security firewall with advanced security. Now your Windows dependent firewall is on. We have to write the rule for inbound traffic. It means incoming traffic from the other computers to your server computer on port number 9997. So click on the inbound rules in the top. Now you have a click on new rule. I'm trying to show you how to deal with the firewall rules right now. Please try to understand. Administrator they will write the firewall. Now we are clicking on new rule and we are mentioning the rule for it. You can specify the specific program or specific port or specific. Now I am mentioning port. Click on next. TCP port. Specify the port. Which port I want? 9997. I want to receive the traffic from the 9997. Return next. Allow the connection. Next. Next. Now give the name. Yes, plan 999 port. 997. So we allow like a 9997 port in a firewall. If anyone try to send the data to that port is like a service. Our Splunk server is going to receive the traffic from the other computers in the network. Because firewall is allowed that port. If you don't write the rule in a firewall, what happens? Firewall will block your incoming traffic, so you don't get the traffic. That's my point. So we have to do this. Now his server is ready. His server is ready to receive the data. So his server is not ready to. It is ready to receive the data, and he install the agent in the system. Okay, so now repeat. We can start the speech. Before just a minute. Open command prompt. Show me your IP address. IP config. So 0112. So we have like a server IP address. Is Splunk server IP address is 192.168.0.112 port number 997. So this is the index server IP address and port number. So we have to mention that in a forward. Okay. I'm going to be install the forward in a one my virtual machine. Let's see this. So in a group I share like a link. You can find the request for downloading. I forwarded download. Just copy that download. You have to use your virtual machine for this practice or like some other physical machine in your name. Who is asked for the who is sitting next to you to install this case. But if you already install the server, you will get the traffic. If they didn't install the server in their system, they can install it. You can't make your system as a server and client again. Now temporarily what I am trying to do, so I am taking like a my videos to I am trying to keep it in a particular adapter because it's connected to the Wi-Fi. My virtual machine also get the idea. So now in this system, I need to like download the forwarder and install. So that's Splunk forwarder I need to download. See Splunk server software, forward software, both I download from the official like Splunk website. You need to create your own account and download those. Just like I share like a downloading directory because I have to leave that one and log in and I just copy the download. So in this client machine also you can use the input static. If you want extra sources, input static file how to use the client machine. Okay. By default, like this forwarder will allow us to connect the important ones, not every one. So when you install this, you can customize the options and you can just set that. So we are trying to use like a Splunk. Is it a for the cloud connection or like internal connection? Not premises, not a cloud here. Customize. Next. If you don't customize, what happens? It automatically install everything. You can't able to select the data sources. You need to configure all of them in input config. But when you do the customize the process, you can just like in installation type itself, you can select what are the logs you want to set. That's it. Now, so you don't need to change that. It is asking like a local system for that, domain for that, virtual. Forward user like using a virtual. If you want to choose any account, but you need to remember the you need to set. This Windows is not like a going to be asked you to remember the password always, but Linux asks for the username password. Whenever you want to add like log sources every time, you need to put the username password. Now it is just like taking the permission. Better to use a local system. Now it will show you that what you want to say. Now I want to send applications log, security log, power log. And I want to send them even my system CPU and memory space network status. Performance. Okay. Now SOC became like a so previously we have a network operations center where they monitor only performance. Now security operations center is monitoring even performance also. NOC became SOC. Okay, network operations center only considering performance availability, but SOC is considering complete security. Okay, to give a better picture. CIA is trying to like achieve the CA, confidentiality with the proper management. So you can monitor the performance. You can monitor the path. If any changes happen in that path, like you can figure out every change. So for example, now I am just like expecting like my path download. So now whatever changes happen in my download folder, it is going to report. You can monitor the important directory. Whether see drive or like any specific path you can monitor. That path changes you can. So if it is an AD, you can enable the AD module. But it's not a system, it's not AD. Now you can just generate the administrator. So our agent is forward. So I'm using like a Splunk forward. So you can generate the random password. I will just you don't need to log in. Now it is asking for the deployment server. There is a two options: deployment server and index server. Deployment server use the 8089. We don't need a deployment server, but still you can mention same IP address 192.168.0.112. Deployment server port is 8089. But actually, what we configure in the server index server. So index server 999. So 192.168.0.112. So now you can mention the index. So once you are done with this, installation is done. Now this Splunk forwarder is going to be start immediately and it will start collecting the log from whatever data sources I selected. Those logs will start sending to the Splunk server. Okay. Let me finish the installation. So Splunk, okay, kind of this is SARC setup is a really takes months, not in a single day. Okay, so you have to install the agent in every asset we have in our company. If you have, let us say, 10 computers, 10 computers. If you have 1,000 computers, 1,000. Every site, every platform, every device, you have to integrate to the SARC. Yes, I. Now it is ready. Now we can verify that is it really sending the logs or not. Okay, so I'm stop. Stop. Wait, we'll check in a second. So now Redmi is connected to the my same Wi-Fi. So we use this IP address, part of our restaurant system. Now we added like a receiving data port and everything. Now click on like apps and search and reporting. So click on the data center. So you can see the extra like my PC name to locate in that place. So can you restart the PC? Go to the side of the restart. So in this process, if you do the one wrong step also, you don't get it. Maybe firewall can block, maybe for this configuration connected. So that the right IP address, right thing you have to remember. If his IP address is changed after configuration. Now what happened? Everything is fine. So you need, that's why like a servers we prefer to use a static IP. You can't verify. So can you open your command prompt? So we start. I enter 112.